Hello, my name is Lane Landry, and today I'll be discussing personality profile in sports and exercise. I will start this video off by explaining what personality is. Next, I will talk about the many theories used to identify someone's personality. Lastly, I will discuss 3 research topics. These research topics are about leadership and how one's personality affects their leadership. Also, how personality is different between the type of sports and the age group. Lastly, I will compare athletes versus non-athletes and how their personalities differ. What is personality? Weinberg and Gold describe personality as the characteristics or blend of characteristics that make a person unique. Personality refers to individual differences in characteristic patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving, as described by the American Psychological Association. The APA acknowledges 2 areas of study with personality: understanding individual differences in particular personality characteristics, and understanding how various parts of a person come together as a whole. Personality, a characteristic way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Personality embraces moods, attitudes, and opinions, and is most clearly expressed in interactions with other people. It includes behavioral characteristics, both inherent and acquired, that distinguish one person from another, and that can be observed in people's relations to the environment and to the social group. Freud's theory. An adult's personality is based off childhood experiences and how these experiences are consciously and unconsciously processed. There are 5 stages of psychosexual development. Oral is between the ages of birth and a year and a half. Anal is between a year and a half and 3 years of age. Phallic is between 3 to 5 years of age. Latency is between 5 and 12 years of age. Genital is between 12 years of age to adulthood. During these stages, experiences go through 3 levels of the mind. The first level is your superego. This takes into account values and morals of society. Ego is your decision-making level. Lastly, the ID is an inherited components of personality. It is your unconscious level. The superego functions as your conscious level. It serves as a type of screening center for what is going on. Ego is much like a judge in a trial. ID is the egocentric center of the human universe. Freud believed that within this one level, the ID is constantly fighting to have our way in everything we undertake. The next theory I will discuss is Morton's schematic view. There are 3 different levels that relate to each other. The physiological core. This is where your attitudes, values, beliefs, and awareness is. This is the real you. The next one is typical responses. This is how you respond to the world. The next one is role-related behavior. This is a personality that may change due to the environment that one is in. Your personality can change due to situations you face in sports and non-sporting environments. This can be said for many situations in sports. When there is little time left on the clock in a pressure-packed situation, one's personality might change. This could be for the better or for worse, depending on their personality. Also, a person's personality may change in a more calm, relaxed environment. They might be more laid back and relaxed rather than uptight. The next theory I will discuss is the Eysenck personality theory. He describes personality as 3 dimensions: extroversion or introversion. An extrovert takes risks, is sociable, carefree. They seek stimulation. An introvert keeps to oneself. The next dimension is neuroticism or stable. How one reacts to stressful situations due to sympathetic nervous system. The last dimension is the psychoticism or normal. Lacking in empathy, a loner, aggressive because of higher testosterone. Eysenck's theory argues strongly that biological predispositions towards certain personality traits combined with conditioning and socialization during childhood in order to create a personality. The next theory I will discuss is the 5-factor model theory. This theory describes personality in 5 dimensions. The first dimension is openness, which is creative or curiousness. The next dimension is conscientiousness, which is self-discipline, consistent, or reliable. Third dimension is extroversion, which has energy or is sociable. The fourth dimension is your agreeableness, can be compassionate or cooperative. The last dimension is your neuroticism. You can experience unpleasant emotion easily, such as anger, anxiety, or depression. Digman once said, at a minimum, research on the 5-factor model has given us a useful set of very broad dimensions that characterize individual differences. These dimensions can be measured with high reliability and impressive validity. The next theory I will discuss is the personality type theory. Friedman and Roseman discovered this theory by accident when their office chairs wore away unusually. Cardiac patients were wearing away their chairs at the edge, and they noticed that it was very unusual compared to other patients. They described cardiac patients as type A. Type A is more competitive, has time urgency, and is hostile. Type B personality is more relaxed, non-competitive, and easygoing. The next topic I will discuss is the leadership research article. Researchers did a study to see if traits organized by the 5-factor model could accurately indicate a leadership trait. They analyzed 222 correlations from 73 samples. Leadership was then put into 2 different categories: leadership emergence, someone perceived as a leader, and leadership effectiveness. In this study, extroversion was the most consistent correlation to leadership. This type of person is outspoken and sociable and has the energy to be a leader. Conscientiousness is the second strongest. They are related more to leader emergence. This person is very dependable and reliable. Openness and neuroticism are followed. And lastly, agreeableness is only related to leadership in 2 occasions: military or government settings and business settings. They follow orders as well as wishes. The next topic I will discuss is personality differences between type of sport and age. Researchers did a study with athletes participating in football, handball, and water polo. They used the 5-factor model. 602 athletes filled out the questionnaire. 316 players were between the ages of 15 and 18. 286 players were between the ages of 19 and 35. In this study, the results were that there was no difference in extroversion and neuroticism between the sports and between the age groups. Next, older players scored better in agreeableness, conscientiousness, and openness. This result can be because of their age and the experiences they have gone through in life, and how they have gone through a lot more than a younger player. Next, football and water polo players have increased in agreeableness and conscientiousness with age, but that did not change with handball. The next result is that football scored highest in conscientiousness and agreeableness, and water polo was second in this one. Lastly, handball scored highest in openness, followed by water polo. The next topic I will be discussing is the research article between athletes and non-athletes. Researchers conducted a study of personality differences between 100 athletes and 100 non-athletes using a personality questionnaire. Their results were that there is a significant difference in neuroticism. Neuroticism is being able to control your emotions. In sports, you may be flagged or penalized. Rather than being outspoken and letting your emotions get the best of you, you keep your anger inside and you do not show emotion. Another result was a significant difference in extroversion. Extroversion is discussing the comfort level of an individual. As part of a team, you may ask to be the quarterback or a pitcher. These are leadership roles of a team. Rather than shying away from this leadership role, you go through the many situations that a quarterback or pitcher might go through, and it can develop this extrovert personality. The next result was a significant difference in conscientiousness. Conscientiousness refers to an individual showing consistency and being a reliable person. In sports, you are asked to do a certain job. As part of a team, if you do not do your job, your team can ultimately fail and lose the game. The next result was that there is no significant difference in agreeableness and openness. You can conclude that participating in sports does affect a person's personality, and it is mostly in a positive way. Sports can put a person through very many situations, and it can develop a more positive personality. These situations a non-athlete cannot go through or be put through without experiencing sports and playing them. To conclude this video, I hope you now understand why sports is beneficial to a person's personality. Personality is just a collection of one's characteristics and how they display them. Research suggests that personalities adapt to the type of sport and adapt with your age. In this PowerPoint, I explain how with your age, the many experiences you go through develops a more positive characteristic and personality. Also, I explain how one's personality can be different in different sports due to the many different situations you're put through. As a coach, you should definitely know the personality of your athletes and how they each react to different situations. If it is a pressure-packed situation, you want to put your more dependable players in. Knowing their personalities, this will benefit you. Sports can generate leadership traits due to their environment. in situations that a normal person will not go through, that are pressure-packed situations, such as a last-second game. These situations can develop your character and will promote a more positive personality. Personality starts to develop at an early age with life experiences and situations. People should consider this statement when developing a person's personality. Even as a young child, they consume everything they see, so it is very beneficial for them to be in situations that can better improve their personality. You should understand one's personality because it is helpful in businesses and military roles as well. Other than sports, there are many situations that people go through to benefit their business or military or anything they might go through. Knowing a person's personality, this can benefit you as a owner or boss. Being able to put these people through situations that you know you can trust them to ultimately benefit yourself is very important.